I didn't want to make this video because I already made a post, but my cat Pyretta passed away on Saturday, and um, it's been one of the hardest things. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do, the hardest decision I ever had to make. Long history of health problems that Pyretta had, and it was. I said this. I was saying this for months and months and months leading up to her death. That what kills me the most is the gradual withering away. I've heard so many stories of people who had a pet and there'd be an emergency situation. It happens suddenly, and I know that's got to be absolutely devastating. I feared that so many times in my time that I've had Pyretta, the 12 years that I've had her. I feared that so many times. From the moment I took that unwritten contract that you have an animal and you know that animals are probably going to die on your watch. I my anxiety, I never was able to fully. There were times where I felt I would always be grateful for Pyretta's health wins. Like, she always had these moments. She would always have, like, whenever she would eat everything, uh and I knew she was like, her blood work came back, and it was pretty good. It was never perfect. She had hyperthyroidism. She had a bunch of problems. I'd always celebrate those wins, but I'd always have anxiety about, you know, when or how she was going to go. And like I said, I've seen people who would say terrible things. I'd see situations. You see people post about their pets passing away all the time, and it's like, oh, it suddenly happened, and they're devastated. And I would just see myself in them so much, but I would never know what it felt like until now. And the most torturous thing was this year having to see Pyretta wither away from 11 pounds to 4 pounds when I brought her in. The last time I brought her in, she couldn't walk anymore. She couldn't even climb into the litter box anymore. And I still have, and even despite all of that, all the options that were presented to me to keep her alive potentially, which I was told that it was a possibility she had a stroke. It was a possibility that if she did have cancer, which we couldn't know for sure because we would have needed to take a biopsy on top of everything else that she had, renal disease, heart disease, hyperthyroidism. If she had cancer in her intestines on top of all of that, we didn't know, and it would need to be treated with a steroid, which I was already doing, but we were whittling off the steroid because of the heart disease. It was a complicated. She had so much complicated things going on with her. And when I was told all of this stuff about her, where we're at, she was 4 pounds. I said to the vet, well, I mean, doesn't it seems like it's the end of the road? And the vet said, I didn't want to say that, tell you up front like that, but if it was their cat, they would have made that decision. So, you know how it's just time? Like, it's almost like you hear yourself saying, let's do it. Okay. You hear yourself saying, agreeing to it. It's almost like you're out of your body and you're just watching it happen. She was put on my lap. It happened really fast. In fact, I was holding up her chin and I was looking at her. She was looking at me. And before you know it, I didn't even realize she went. And I've used up. I think the reason I'm able to talk about this right now without crying is because I've cried so much. I've mourned Pyretta for over a year. You have to understand, like, this has not been just like, I've been mourning. I've been in the worst grief I've had since I was a kid this past week. But I've been mourning her for over a year, and like I said, despite all of that, even when I know that it was supposed to be the call that I had to make, I still have regrets about it. I'm still thinking, every day I'm like, was there anything I could have done different? I go into my emails and I look at all of the invoices that I had through the years, through the past year, and I watched as her weight dropped down to 4 pounds. All of the statistics. These are terrible things to do. Don't do this, by the way. I know. I get it. It has been a rough, excuse me. It's been rough. And the reason I'm making this video, because I made a post about it, I feel like Pyretta deserves it. She was the driving force behind everything on this channel. My first videos that I put up on this channel, she was in the update videos that I made. And she was an emotional support to me, spiritual support to me. She did so much for me. And she taught me a lot about caring for putting yourself second. I mean, I really cared. I really I stayed on top of her health, and I cared so much about her. There's so many things that first of all, she taught me in a lot of ways how to love. Because some of us, I know that this is like a thing. Everyone is kind of different when it comes to this stuff, and I know, like I talk about it with people, and I say, like I'm talking about when I tell someone that I've lost my cat, I can almost, I know they're sorry, and they say, I'm sorry for your loss. They don't feel my pain. And in my mind, I'm like, I appreciate it, but you don't get what I'm going through. That's where my mind goes. You don't understand. And I don't understand what a lot of people are going through when they lose their animals. Or anybody for that matter. Because we all love different. We all love different. We all experience love different. And some of us don't give our love as freely as others. Like me. And Pyretta got all of my love. She got every ounce of it. I spared nothing, and I knew that it was going to kill me in the end. Not kill me, but I knew that it was going to. I knew that it was putting me at severe risk for this, for just but I think that this is all. Everything that's happening in our life, everything that happens, has been waiting to happen since the beginning of time. Marcus Aurelius said that, something to that effect. This is not anything unique to me, and while our love is unique in a way that, our personalities are unique, it is something that we all have to go through, which is why I'm so appreciative of the support that I've had in the comments of people giving, their condolences, but also sharing their experiences. Trust me, I feel for you. I understand. I heard that there's support groups for people mourning their pets and stuff, and I'm like, that makes me so sad. I get it, but it's just, we give all our love to animals because it's different. Why is it that we don't give our love as freely to humans? You notice that? It's really hard for me to just. Anyway, I wanted to make this video because I noticed I had a few videos that were, like, I put up the post. This happened on Saturday. I waited a couple of days. I had a couple of days for myself, and then I made a post. And then there was scheduled content on my channel that went out on yesterday. And I'm like, I didn't like that I saw a video of me laughing and in a better mood. And I didn't want you to think that that was something I just filmed, because it was stockpiled and it was scheduled. And I've got another video coming out tomorrow that was already planned a while ago. I want to let you know, because I think Pyretta deserves this. I have not done anything this week aside from things that I think are important for my soul, which is pray, work out, go on walks, be out in nature. And that's it. This is right now, this is the first time I've been able to talk about this all the way through. And I'm not holding back. If I had to cry, I'd cry. I don't think I have. I mean, I say I don't have any tears left. I know that's not true. You know, this is really difficult walking here in the studio. Walking into the studio where she was always waiting for me. Always waiting for me. And I pray she's waiting for me. And on a level of consciousness that, you know, it's I want it so badly to be true, but I know there's so much I need to do before then. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving, I prayed for Pyretta to just have at least one last time, one last holiday, you know, one last Christmas, one last, and it's typical that I didn't get that. And I'm not mad about it, because it makes sense in some way. You know, this was a time that I would bring her. I would love the holidays with Pyretta. It was very cozy, and I'd spend a lot more time with her. And you know, but if love is real, which it is, then, and love doesn't die, because I still love her. I didn't, it's not past tense. I still love her. Just like we all love the people that have passed in our life, or anyone who's passed, any animals who have passed in our life. We love them. We didn't love them. We love them. Still, you know, and if love doesn't die, then there is no death. There's no death. So, anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you all for your condolences and you caring. And my heart goes out to everyone who's experiencing something like this. I know there are many people who are, hey, you know, the passing of a pet, no matter what you believe, what our differences are, we can, it's amazing to see the outpouring of support from all different types of people that I know are very different from each other. That is the one, that's something to think about. That is the one thing that brings us all together. Everyone drops everything and says, you know what? I feel for you. Like, I'm coming to your side on this one. And that's beautiful. And it's something to really think about. What is it? What is it about animals that does that to people? Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all your support and your love, and for loving Pyretta even from afar. Because I could tell you, like I said in the post, she loved everybody. If you walk through this door, you could be a robber. You could be an intruder with a gun or a knife, and she would walk up to you and flop over and want to get belly rubs. So, she would love everybody. Everybody. So thank you. And that's all I have to say.